Hey, welcome to Non-Perishable Goods Podcast.
Podcast.
So, a lot of shows, or this show in particular, I wanted to do because I keep hearing all of this talk about Hunter Biden and the Biden crime family. And, I just wanted to look into it because there's a lot of things that I don't get into because I know there's a lot of like misinformation, there's a lot of propaganda, there's a lot of conspiracy theories, and there's an awful lot of like political things going on. And that's what I'm finding is happening here with the whole Hunter Biden situation. Like it's serious. Like what some of the allegations that are being made against him are serious, you know? And so yeah, I just kind of wanted to touch on that today. Have you like heard about Hunter? Like in your world, do they talk about it a lot?
In my
Or
what do you mean in my world?
just like in your daily travels of the social media sphere or
No, not at all.
hmm. Interesting. Because like today I was looking up, I put Hunter Biden into Apple Podcasts and Spotify podcasts, and the only people that were really talking about Hunter Biden were a lot of like Republican podcasts,
Yeah,
like the entertainment podcasts. Like,
yeah.
so to me, that tells me, and no other, like, nobody from the left is really talking about it. Um, MSNBC is talking about the court proceedings and like what's happening, but nobody's really talking about it like on the left, if you want to say.
Because they don't have any. Well, because the right would like to find anything to find against Biden, and then this
Exactly.
was like served to them on a platter. So
Yeah.
it's oh, we're gonna like milk this until the next election.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
that's what I
what's going on.
Yeah, and like that's what I completely am feeling, I'm finding is that this is very political. Like they want to take Biden down and they want to impeach Biden over the things that Hunter Biden was involved in. And I looked into Hunter Biden's life and like his track record is not good. I mean, it's messy. He hasn't
It's a
made
good
great
movie.
decisions. Yeah, like he hasn't made good decisions with his life, whether it's because of, if it was because of his drug addiction,
Oh
um,
yeah.
or if it's just because like I was like he's like really like a high functioning crackhead, like not to even be funny, because during his like addictive period, he was making $50,000 a month with different foreign entities. And that's the thing, like they're saying that he has a lot of ties to the Ukrainian government and he even worked for a Chinese government that's a Chinese company that's connected to the Chinese government. And both of those companies were prosecuted and like had charges against their chairman. And so it's just he has been a part of some shady situations. And
Right,
as
just
far
because you're on drugs doesn't mean you can't operate.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people can't operate, but there are a lot of high functioning substance abusers, and he was getting paid. Like he was getting paid millions. Like he had a corporation with his brother. Um I don't know if it was a younger or older brother. Yeah, I think it was his younger brother. And so they had a lot of like he was a lawyer. So he wasn't like a dummy. So I see how he was in a lot of these different rooms. It's not like nepotism like some of the Trump, children. But there are also Ivanka and also has skills in different areas as well, business wise. So, I mean, he's qualified. He's qualified to be in these rooms. He knows a lot of people. He's been working for decades in the political corporate field. But I guess the biggest thing that's happening is that people are just trying to connect his poor decisions and dealings to Biden because they want to get rid of Biden. Bottom line, like that's just really what it comes down to. And that's why like I don't know if you saw the headlines today, but he was supposed to plead guilty today. But the charges were only for um misdemeanors for tax evasion because he didn't pay his taxes on time, but he paid them back. He paid the fees off. And then the other one was for having a gun, but he lied on the application saying that he wasn't on drugs. And so that's why he was going to get charged for that. But they were going to drop that and they were going to give him some kind of like probationary period. So all the Republicans are saying, oh, this was like such a sweet deal for him. Like he just got his favoritism and all this stuff. But other people were saying that he was getting highly prosecuted for these things that should have just been civil cases and not criminal cases. And so there's like today it's just all unraveling that there's like you know he basically the plea fell through because it was ambiguous. Like his plea deal was ambiguous, so he ended up pleading not guilty. So they were trying to settle outside of court so that it didn't go to trial because a lot of experts are saying, even former prosecutors are saying that what they're trying to charge him for with the misdemeanors for tax evasion and the gun charge, like it wouldn't stick. Like they wouldn't win a trial because they have to prove intent and some other legal stuff that I'm not going to get into right now, but so it's very political. And Hunter is basically he's loved by his father, and his father is not going to walk away from him, but he he's putting his father in some really sticky situations, knowing that he was a vice president, knowing he's the president. So it's just a mess. It's really just a mess.
This definitely reminds me of a movie, like the bad son and the politician is trying to be, well, in the movies he would try to be the president, but it's like the son's all messing up and stuff, and it's like, you're gonna make me look bad, and then like what, the Secret Service tries to hide the son, and then everything comes out. The laptop is found. All these pictures of him doing
Yeah.
lewd acts with prostitutes and sniffing
But even
coke and all that stuff. And now it's like it's all out there. You know what I'm saying? It's a movie, man. It's crazy.
it is a movie, and like even the laptop situation, like there's so much controversy around that because you used to hear years ago like, oh, his laptop, the Biden, the laptop, and get the laptop, and basically he took the laptop to a repair shop, and the guy who he took the laptop to, uh, somehow Rudy Giuliani and Trump and them knew that he,
Somehow.
yeah, had that repair shop had the laptop. And so to me, it's just kind of like, well, the owner of the laptop, he's actually being sued for violating privacy because he was
You
going
should.
through, yeah, he was going through the laptop,
You
and he
should.
was saying that he found emails, or actually he didn't know what he found. It sounds like he might have contacted like the Trump administration or some Rudy Giuliani,
You
and then
think?
they came or they were following Biden, Hunter.
No,
They were
bro probably had the bro. I said bro. He had the laptop. He said, "A Trump administration, how much would you get? I want, certain X amount of money for this laptop. It's crazy stuff on here. It's very expose.
I guess there's photos and everything.
There's video of him
Yeah.
doing crazy shit. So yeah, I mean, you
But I
just
mean, that's to me, honestly, like, okay, that's a normal thing. People have crazy shit on their laptops, on their
I
phones.
know, but it's the
But
president's son.
it's scandal, yeah. But I mean,
Like
people,
nobody
all of
cares if
us,
you had stuff on your laptop.
right? But people already, all of a sudden, are like, "Oh, I'm perfect. I don't do these things." Like, it's the. I mean, yes, if you're a president or if you're in the first family, you should live to a higher standard. But his son was on addicted. His son was out here wilding. So he was a substance abuser with cocaine, crack cocaine, alcohol. He was, adulterous. All the typical, well, I won't say typical, but common things that a lot of men deal with or experience or live like in this society. So it's like, why are they judging him so harshly? But I know why. It's because they're just trying to tarnish Biden's name. And even a lot of these headlines, they always say Biden, Biden, Biden. And when you do that enough times, people might think it's Joe Biden and not Hunter Biden. So it's a lot of political, it's a lot of games, it's a lot of spin. Um,
Yeah,
so
it's a battle. You know what I'm saying? Good versus evil, evil versus good, whatever side you're on. Like it's the same thing with Trump when what's her name?
millennia,
When
millennia.
she had those old model pictures. You know what I'm
Hmm,
saying? That resurfaced. And then with Trump and him grabbing pussy, that resurfaced, that audio resurfaced. It's like anything they could find to go against somebody they don't like, they're gonna use it as ammo.
right.
And
But
this is so perfect.
but it's crazy because it really has nothing to do with Joe Biden at all. I mean, they're saying that Biden knew of his business dealings. And honestly, I mean, if that's your son, you probably do know what's going on, but they've been in the limelight for so long, they probably know there's certain things you just don't discuss, you know?
Yeah,
And
unfortunately, you're the president, and everything. I mean, look at Obama. Like his daughters are, whenever they do stuff, whoever they're dating, they're gonna be in the limelight forever. This is what comes with the territory.
yeah, so it's like it's basically just Biden out here, a Hunter out here making his father's life tough. But it's crazy, like they really think Biden, like the Biden crime family, like I'd never even heard of Biden and them being like, all the conspiracy theories they have about the Clintons and the Obamas and the Bushes and like none of that was a factor until he's now the president when they don't want him in
Right.
power and they're trying to impeach him.
Exactly. It just
You know?
sounds good, and it's opposition. This is the game. This is how it's
Yeah.
played.
But this is real life and people it's just petty. Like
Oh,
the world
absolutely, 100%.
the whole world is like petty and has no type of like integrity.
You would
Uh
think these people are in high positions that have every bit of control and of our lives, of our livelihoods, and they're over here
they're playing games. They're playing
like doing high school shit.
exactly.
You know what I'm
Like that's
saying?
literally what it is. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
we
just
never grow up. We have all the money in the world. We're still. I mean, it's a very good word is petty. Like that's what it comes down
yeah.
to. It's in it, and I also want to throw in immature.
Yeah, politics is very petty and it's strategic.
It's a childish game.
Yeah, and it's just wow. It's just wild. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what happens
You gonna
when
vote for Michelle when she puts her hat in her was it hat in a ring in a hat,
yeah, hat in the ring.
hat in the
Um,
ring?
I mean, she seems dope to me. I liked her programs that she enacted as far as making the world. children move more, and they had, better food options for children at schools and the education system. Like, she actually put forth a lot of really practical programs for our country, um, as a first lady, which doesn't happen often. So, uh, and she is highly connected. But then I heard a conspiracy that she's, I don't know, connected. It's just a lot of craziness. And the thing is, a lot of the things that the Republicans are running on with all this Hunter Biden stuff was Russian propaganda and like misinformation. They were pumping, they were feeding these lies to the Republican, you know, side, and they ran with it. Like Trump believed everything Putin put out, everything. And so they just ran with it. And but I don't know. I think Hunter Biden, he probably will get charged with some things because that's what happened today. That he thought his team thought that by him pleading guilty to those charges, the tax evasion and the gun charge, that he would have immunity on everything else. Like this is all he had to plead guilty to, but that's not happening. So
Yeah, I wonder what. How did they get that information though? Like, I wonder what happened. Like, why would they think that if it wasn't like
well, it was
thrown
in
out
the
there?
yeah, the I guess in the plea deal, it was kind of ambiguous. The prosecutor that put it together, which was a Trump appointed attorney general prosecutor. So this is all Trump's people. And they were going to go forward with this deal, but the deal was ambiguous. And they thought that, or the wording was ambiguous. And so the judge, who was also a Trump appointed judge, thought it was too
But
ambiguous, was already also too ambiguous. So, and she thought it was too lenient, it sounds like, with the gun charge, because usually it's very technical and I'm not going to even try to get into it. Um, but basically they have 21 days to hash everything out and get back on topic. But the prosecutors wanted them to know that other investigations are ongoing, not just, and then Hunter thought that with this pleading guilty, all this would be over with. So that was the problem. That was the gist of why he didn't plead. But I think they wanted him to plead guilty to these charges, and then they were gonna like spin it and say, oh yeah, he pleaded guilty to being a foreign agent, or not registering to be a foreign agent, and was funneling money, and Joe Biden was a part of it. Like, I think they were gonna take that guilty plea and like blow it up. Like, politically they were gonna blow it up, because most of America does not read further than just the headlines. So a lot of people would have saw the headline like, "Ooh, Biden pleaded guilty to blah 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 blah." So it's like you said, it's all petty and it's all strategy. Um, but it's interesting. It's very interesting to see how it plays out. But I definitely think that I don't know, Biden something, but Hunter Biden, they said they will not find anything. He's like 10 toes down on that, and Joe Biden. So
what do you mean they won't? They won't.
like
What do you mean they won't find it? They have find anything on what?
the whole like foreign charges of
Oh,
him,
okay, yeah, yeah.
him and Biden accepting money, from foreign agencies for power, or because he was a lobbyist too. So, but everything, I don't know,
Who
he said
Hunter?
it.
Hunter Biden?
Yeah, he was a
Uh huh.
lobbyist. So that's what he does. That's what they do. They get money, they funnel money, they, you know, get power from, or get people's legislation, however lobbying works.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so I don't know. I think that's pretty much everything about that I was thinking of, or that was really kind of interesting to me today.
Yeah, I just think that whole situation is just funny.
Yeah. And then, and like you were saying, there's a lot of petty stuff going around, but that's only covered in like the very far right wing stuff. But it's not that it's not true,
I mean, yeah, but how
his
we don't know
activities.
though.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean the pictures and the videos and him
I mean,
naked,
except for that part, yeah. Except for
you know,
except for that part, yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I haven't even heard or come across any of the like really wild stuff that they're accusing him of.
I just want to know, like, why'd you why'd you record stuff, bro? Why'd you take pictures, bro?
So, but what was it of? Like, it was
It
just
was
himself.
him doing like drugs and then being with
Um,
prostitutes or women. You know what I mean? Like
and that's how he,
doing like
oh, yeah. And that's how he, oh, really? That's how he lost his first wife because of drugs, prostitutes, that kind of stuff. And then he got with his brother Bo's wife,
there you go.
which was like another thing to me. It was like, oh,
Another Jackson family situation.
but I mean, a lot of cultures, like if the brother dies, some people have arrangements that if I die, then you take care of
Yeah,
my wife.
yeah. If the yeah,
So it's like I don't that's I mean it seems kind of weird, but people do have those arrangements. I
I don't
personally
think there's a
don't.
arrangement. I think it's maybe just like you're grieving and who you grieve closer, who can you grieve that makes sense is a family member, right?
Yeah. Oh, but he's had a very like the Biden family, their whole like upbringing has been very tumultuous. Like like when he was young, him
Who?
and Bo Hunter,
Okay. Uh-huh.
Hunter and Bo when they were young, they were in the car that because their mom and sister died in a car accident, and they were all in the same car. But the mom and the daughter died, and Hunter and Bo had injuries, but they survived. And then I think like later on, Bo he passed away from brain cancer. And then so they've just had a lot of like grief and struggle and that's how Hunter got addicted, trying to like get through that.
Depression. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel for bro, but it's just like, dang.
I'm just like
Like he
you're the son of the prison, but bro, like you should like calm
should.
down. You know what I'm saying?
But then that there comes that whole like, I don't know if it's entitlement or privilege or, just a lot of people think they are above the law
Or just
in
yeah,
our
and
government.
or just enabled
Yeah, like they're
or
not gonna get caught up for whatever.
feeling untouchable because your who your daddy is.
And to be honest, because everyone's out here wilding, like at the highest levels. I mean, people are out here doing all kinds of stuff, sexually, substance abuse type
I mean,
stuff.
he's probably not going to see prison time.
He might if some of these other things go through and they come to fruition that
Okay,
he
but
was
if he does, he's not going. It's not going to be a lot. It's not going to be like the common person would get
probably
because
not.
it's not.
Yeah, probably not. Because I mean, that could be, yes, of course, favoritism or whatever happens, he can get pardoned. So he'll get off on that. And they have the best lawyers. Like a lot of this stuff in America, like your sentencing and your plea deals and all that just comes down to if you have a dope lawyer, period.
Yeah, that's why I hear like Disney has like people don't want to go against Disney because they have some of the best lawyers.
Yeah, because you could be like in the right and then somehow end up getting sued for some like small violation or whatever.
There's always a loophole in everything. Like lawyers will find something,
Yeah. So it's
anything.
interesting. It makes me like wish I did go to like law school or something. Because like that, knowing corporate law, knowing just entertainment law, knowing a lot of stuff like that is very, you can make a lot of money and you could help people. You can really help people with business,
Yeah.
with their business, like dealings and stuff, and just looking at things differently. But
I think lawyers have to be like the most, probably the hardest, most corrupt job, because like you'll know the person is the bad guy, but you have to like keep him out of jail.
yeah,
Like your whole job depends on it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And then you getting paid more depends on winning this case. And you have to be okay with that. You know, I
yeah,
got this rapist off. I got this killer off. You know, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I got this big
right,
mafia boss off, and he killed like 200 people.
yeah. But the thing is, I don't know if they know the full truth. I mean, they know they have to know everything, but I don't know. Like, I think
So you
there
do know
might,
so you do know the whole full truth. Then
but I don't know because like that's what I need to look up because
your lawyer needs to know everything, so that nothing surprises them in court.
yeah, but you still say I didn't do it and this is why, and then you
Right.
tell them, you know what I mean? But I think there's something that if they tell you, and if you're like have integrity as a lawyer, which I don't think many lawyers do, um, because they want to win, like that's their goal, they want to win, so they basically you can't tell them that you like it's some kind of
I don't
oath.
know though, because I think you. So you're saying it's like therapists can't divulge, what their patient tells them. That's why like police have to get a warrant or something to extract that information from
Yeah, there's
therapists.
yeah, there's I
But
mean, of
I
course,
don't think that is the same with lawyers, because the
well,
lawyer,
there's well, I know there's client attorney privilege, like where you can't
yeah,
say certain things, but
to other people,
yeah, I'll have to look that up. Like
that
if
would be, because the whole point of it is you tell the lawyer everything, so there's
right,
no
but you can't
surprises.
tell them that you're guilty, otherwise
I don't know. I
they
don't
can't
think you
defend you.
can.
Here,
I
hold
don't
on,
know about that.
hold on.
I don't know about that because I don't know.
Can you
It
tell
just doesn't sound. I guess it doesn't make
attorney
sense to me.
that you are guilty? Um, caveats about confessing to your attorney. If you tell your attorney the truth, they cannot let you testify on behalf at trial and perjure yourself, lie on the stand. You should also be aware that your attorney cannot lie on your behalf, as this violates the ethical standards required. So yes, it comes down to ethics. Can you confess to your lawyer? And the simple answer is yes. However, it may or may not be in your best interest to do so. The attorney-client privilege rule ensures confidentiality and prohibits your lawyer from divulging what you've told them to anyone outside your legal team without your consent.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess you could tell them, but there's certain things that they can and cannot do. So we're both right.
It's like you have a you said you give them like a limit, but like you said, like, you don't tell them that you are the I guess the whatever the what am I trying to look, not the
Oh, but you
prosecutor.
can't plead not guilty. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's still I don't know. I don't think many people, well, I don't know if they tell the truth. But I have been watching Suits on Netflix and they never tell the they tell them everything, but they don't tell them that they're guilty. They stand on that they're not guilty. They're defense attorneys, but interesting, interesting, interesting. So, yeah, man.
I was gonna watch that show because somebody told me the the uh the premise of the show, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
No, it's really good. Like there's 8 seasons and I flew through the first three. Like it's I like all the characters. They're really cool. They're very smart and witty. It's very cerebral type of show, so I like it.
Well, that's just good writing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, cool. Well, that is everything on the Bidens.
Crime Family.
Stop it, allegedly, but no, I don't know. Hey, all this
The
political stuff,
mafia,
I
Biden
don't,
mafia.
I don't put nothing past people with power. You just never know how the cookie, the tables turn, how the cookie crumbles. So yeah,
Hey,
we'll
if there's
see.
Illuminati, then if there's an Illuminati, then there can be this.
On that
We don't
note,
know.
yeah, or like today, or at the time of recording, um, I guess a former government official just declared that in a UFO crash that they found
UAPs.
oh yeah. Well, they found non-human I can't remember how you said it.
Bio ips or something.
Yeah, some not so basically aliens.
No, bio ips.
Yeah, whatever. That. So I don't know. It's interesting. This
And
is a
three
lot.
and three people testified. Whistleblower arraignment.
Yeah, so we'll probably have to chat on that later. If not, watch our previous shows on Alien.
That's one hearing I need to watch that.
Yeah, it seems interesting. In a lot of these hearings, people do need to be aware, like who called for the hearing, who like it was a Republican or Democrat. Like all that information is important because there's all these hearings right now that are just kind of like, okay, but who called for this and why was it called for?
I know, but this was like probably like months before because you have to set up the hearing. It just doesn't happen the next day, right? So
Oh
this is
yeah,
probably like in waiting for maybe like a year or so. Maybe it got hindered by the pandemic or whatever, but like this is like a whistleblower situation. Like somebody told on somebody. So even one of the guys was like, "Yeah, I can't say
yeah,
everything, but yeah, like things happened. Like I think what the guy the voter, I forgot his name, was enough, and they're under oath, right, in the hearing.
yeah,
So
yeah. They're under oath. They said, I mean, so we'll see. We'll just see what happens. Like I said before, I am not tripping off of no aliens. I mean, things can't get any worse here on Earth, if you ask me. So, and aliens might be really cool. They might be super cool.
I just think they weren't supposed to be found, and they crashed and they fucked up.
Yeah, somebody said that what if we're the aliens? Like, but we are. We would be aliens to them. Like,
It's not aliens. Aliens. It's bio. God, what did they say? Bioips, biomex. Because aliens to us is the immigrants.
oh
These are
no,
bio.
I'm thinking of little green creatures that, the caricature of
I
an
know, but
alien.
they changed the name.
Oh,
Bios are non-human,
oh, so this is the
non
political
non-human
correct.
entities. Yeah, because they're not saying UFOs anymore. They're saying UAPs, and then they're not saying aliens anymore. They're saying non-human or bio whatever.
Let's see. Let's see. What is the acronym UAP stand for? Oh, full name. What does UAP mean? Unidentified aerial phenomena. Okay. And what are they now calling alien? I don't see it. I don't know. I haven't come across anything. Non-human beings? Is that it?
Oh, biologics.
Oh, biologics are isolated from a variety of natural sources, human, animal, or microorganism. Interesting. We'll have to,
Just non-human
yeah.
biologics.
Wild
It's not trying
times,
to say
man.
aliens or UFOs because they're using those as something different. Because UFOs can be UFOs can be from uh Earth. It's just unidentified.
Right, 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 right.
They can't make it out. But UAPs is unexplained, it's unidentified, but it's still in the air. It's like a phenomenon they don't know. And then the aliens are more like the immigrants. Like aliens would come from different lands, not planets. So they want to use non-human biologics because they are still, you know, like not flesh. You know what I mean? Like they're like a microorganism. It's like an organism that's foreign.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to. I don't know.
Right. They're just making things more detailed because they're finding out more stuff.
Yeah.
Or
I
they're
mean, we're getting closer, man. I mean, it's kind of exciting.
the day that they have a little alien on TV, people are
People like
still not gonna believe it.
they're gonna like showcase him. The curtain opens like this, and he goes up to the podium.
And it looks just
Stands
like
up.
us.
No, it
They're like,
doesn't. It has the big eyes and stuff like that.
they're
And
like,
then
where's
everybody's
the
like in
alien?
shock instead of everybody. He goes, "Hi, my name is Chris. My biologic name is
Right. Yeah. I
I
don't
came here 150 years ago. My craft, as you call it,
hey,
crashed.
they sound like Trump.
Yes, we did do the crop circles.
And they
Yes, we
start
made
confessing. They start confessing all the things that they've done. I was
we
Bigfoot.
we've been here since the beginning of time. We showed the Egyptians how to make the pyramids.
That's how we fill up our gas tanks.
When we put up Stonehenge, it was like a clock.
I just went like this. Me and my cousins.
We have many species here. We had giants. That's how we made Stonehenge. That's how we made Joshua Tree and the rocks over the formations over there. So
Yeah,
yeah, we've done a lot.
right. Exactly. Wild
I've
times, man.
I've I brought a list.
And they're gonna put them in jail. See,
Cause I'll be seeing like the old pictures, I guess allegedly from like Egyptian times and times before that, like, and they would have like clocks on there and like spaceships and flying chariots and stuff like that. It's like, where do they get that idea? And they
yeah,
probably, I mean,
things were
you
probably
had to
more
think at that
active.
time, if imagine it in that time, like if you saw like a flying saucer now, like that looks like now. Back then, you wouldn't know what the hell it was. You probably thought it was gods or something. So you draw a chariot instead of like a tic tac, because you don't know what a tic tac is. Like you know what I mean? Because nothing is scientific is explained until they came, and then they have like some like old architecture has like intricate drawings on their pillars. Like each pillar is like has designs in there. It's like, how do they make that? Because it's like if you chip in away, with a hammer and a chisel, it's like you can't make those lines that precise. So they were thinking like they had lasers. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's just the proof is on the walls, drawn. Is just like we have no evidence except for that, but it's there. So it's just
Right.
curious.
Yeah, man. Wild times, wild times.
So we're getting closer.
We are, we are. All right. Well, thank you for listening today. Hope to see some aliens soon.